Hello there and welcome to Sport Wrap with your host Ashwin Mbedi. We've got an exciting sports show coming right at you. It is actually quite the weekend, a lot of international games which are going to be happening, so all of us are going to be watching those games, hoping that our players from the English Premier League do not get injured. But I promise you, as long as I'm sitting on this chair and I'm looking at you, I will not get injured. Sport Wrap goes as scheduled. We'll take a short break before we return with the hit list.
From the day you were born and welcomed until your pensioner years on this earth, your life is filled with changes and phases. What mattered the most at age 10 may be an unknown memory at 25. The heartbreak at 16 may be replaced with wedding bells at 27. The degree you've always wanted or starting your career business may come true at age 30. And the dream to own your own home may come to realization at age 50. Whatever stage you find yourself in, whatever matters right now, Standard Bank has what you need to bank like you. Choose your own path. Choose endless possibilities. Standard Bank, it can be.
Alright, as promised, it's time for us to get straight into the hit list. Now, for the third time, it seems Swakopmund is going to be hosting the Swakopmund Triathlon. You can catch this on NTV. It's going to be showing from 8 a.m. tomorrow, DSTV 285, GoTV 25 in Namibia. We'll be back just now with more from the hit list, including that story.
Your life could change at any second, but you'll never know until you take the chance. With sports betting, number games, and online casino gambling, JSB is your best bet. Will you be Namibia's next instant millionaire? Place your bets easily online at jsbsports.bet or at any JSB location nationwide. We'll take you to the action anywhere, anytime. JSB, where the next instant millionaires come to play. Strictly no under 18s. JSB supports responsible gambling. Winners know when to stop.
So as we said, for the third time, Swakopmund will host the famous Africa Triathlon Cup on Saturday at the Moore Beach. Triathletes travel from all over the world to take part in this prestigious event in search of ranking points of the International Triathlon Union, with the likes of Netherlands, Austria, Japan, Finland and other African countries featuring. Now, last year's elite men's winner, former South African veteran Richard Murray, now representing the Netherlands since March 2022, is back to defend his title against a field that does not include many others from the 2023 event. A fourth place at the 2016 Olympics are among the many highlights of Murray's career, as the experienced 35-year-old chases another Olympics qualification. It will be a new competition in the elite women's category, with none of the top three of last year taking part. Catch the Africa Triathlon live on NTV, DSTV 285 and GoTV 25 tomorrow from 8 a.m. Now in local football, the defending champions African Stars FC would have been quietly hoping that Tigers do them a favor by beating Ongos FC in order to give them breathing space at the top of the Debmarine Namibia Premier League table. However, Ongos showed their fighting spirit and placed themselves in a good position, this after beating Tigers by a solitary goal at the Independence Stadium on Wednesday. Vetapi Tomo scored the winning goal after 49 minutes thanks to an assist provided by Simon Elago. Coach Agnes Elemo of Ongos FC praised his players for winning the match they had in hand. In local basketball, UNAM Phoenix women's basketball team has beaten Legends 101-30 in the final of the Commonwealth Basketball Association Independence Cup at UNAM Court, while the UNAM Rebels beat Nast Blues 82-74 in the men's final. The matches were well attended by crowds of both sets of teams, with most of them chanting their teams towards glory. Our journalist Jesse Jackson Kauraitha was at the tournament and compiled this for us.
Coach, just introduce yourself and tell me how you're feeling right now. I'm seeing the UNAM Phoenix winning here in a very important final.
My name is Melusi Linda. It was an interesting final. The girls put in a lot of work. I'm happy that they are getting there. There's still work in progress, but we're doing well.
Yes, Coach. I see that you went all out in the first minutes, and I think that was very important towards the end because you could have time to relax. Was that the strategy?
Yes, we wanted to just get to win the game already in the first half, so that even if we make mistakes, we're still safe.
Being safe. All right. You said that going forward, many more tournaments that you want to win, and what is the future plans for the team?
We want to keep on pushing them. We want them to develop as best they can. So we're trying to also now play international tournaments to see if they can improve on that.
Thank you so much, Coach, and good luck for the future.
I'm Coach Bruno of Rebels or UNAM Rebels team. Thank you to come to support us, and I really like the game. I'm proud to see the opponent in Nast Blue to play like that, and I really congratulate them too, because I believe that those young boys can do better than you're supposed to do it. And then thanks for my players that deserve what you've done to them. And I hope that we have a great KBA league, because I trust that everyone has been working hard, and I hope also to become champion on the KBA again KBA league.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much. So the immediate future is to become champions of the KBA league. Do you think you have the players, the right ages, the right bodies, the right mindset?
I believe that we have, because of we work on both sides, right? Young and experienced players. That is the most important. Like example, opponent have most of younger players. That is the reason that I believe that the league is going to improve more, because we working on both sides, experienced players and then and also young players. The young players will come and they want to learn a lot with the experienced players. We have a great future. I believe in so, and then we have been working hard for this.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to take a short break before we dive into your take. So we spoke to African Stars top goal scorer Awilo Stefanas, and he was talking about his current form and club ambitions. This is adopted from our In the Mix segment.
On to the topic of discussion. Like I said in my introduction, we are joined by the goal scoring machine of African Stars. Awilo, you guys now sit back at the top of the table. You've had a wonderful season so far, scoring I think 15, 16 goals now?
15 goals now.
15 goals in the league. Yeah, just tell us, what do you make of African Stars this season? I mean, you guys are defending champions, but yeah, just run us through, how has the season been so far?
Yeah, I think it all comes down to the fact that we have a very experienced squad. People might say we're a bit old, but you know, experience counts in football as well. And then I think we as players, we have gelled throughout the season, last season, this season. So I think that's working in our favor so far. And like you said, we are back on top of the league. It's just a matter of the last few games to go and then for us to push through.
Okay, well, looking at last weekend, you guys played two big games. We did play one of the interview clips in studio with you and Oturu. You guys have scored a lot of goals. He scored 10, he has 15 assists. But just round up for us, how did the weekend go with the game against Chula Chula and Mighty Gunners?
Yeah, I think one thing that I must say is I think the double headers is killing us a bit, especially over the last few games of the season. We first went to Oshakati where we played high anticipated game against Chula Chula where the tempo was a bit up, and then from there we had to travel to Ochivarongo where we had to play the Soldiers again, another running team. So, but unfortunately the game against Mighty Gunners didn't go our way. But we as players, we know what we're up for. I think we just need to get back to the drawing board, and then from our next games we need to pull up our socks again.
Jesse Jackson, your thoughts on the Dead Marine and African Stars performance?
Well, as expected, it was not going to be an easy season for them, knowing that they are the defending champions, and every team that wants to play against us makes it like a cup final, wants to win, and it has been evident to that this season. However, you know that the club, the double headers, as Awilo alluded to, I think it is a major issue in terms of the players and the strain it puts on them. But it has created a very good atmosphere, a good ending to this season we expect as well, given the margins.
Okay, well, before we do move on to find out what Enzo has going for us in the kitchen, looking at the table this season, I mean, the league is tighter. Yeah, what do you make of this season compared to last season? What did teams do different this season compared to last season?
Yeah, I think the newcomers, the new boys on the block, like Kumas, Nampol, Ongos. Okay, Ongos is basically a team that just changed their name. I think they gave us a run for our money so far. And then they also know that this is the style of play of African Stars, and they're also capitalizing on those few factors that we have, especially like closing off the danger men in the African Stars squad. And they are doing that well so far, and that's why the league is so competitive up until this point.
Up until this point. I don't want to call it a coincidence, but I just picked up something that Enzo them were talking about, and Luis used to play under Ronnie Canalelo. And guess who plays under Ronnie Canalelo now? The coincidences are just crazy for me. But yeah, speaking of what they were talking about the futsal, I'd just like to show you guys the group stages so you see where Namibia is taking in. We are in a group with Egypt, who finished second last season in the last in the last futsal competition there was, and then we also have Libya, who have won the competition before. So yeah, if you're looking at the group stages, Morocco is the reigning champions. Angola have won it, I think, twice as well. We are really with stiff competition. But yeah, looking at the futsal industry, what are your thoughts on those group stages?
Yeah, I think since it's our first time at the competition as a nation, I think the boys are geared up, because we as African Stars, before they left for Tanzania, or before they played Tanzania, we also had like a futsal game that we played against them, and I could see that it's not the same as football over 11v11. I think they are more fitter than us as a 11v side. I think, but like you said, it's the first time that they're in the competition, and then there's like Egypt and Libya there. Those are just names for me. Look at what happened with our national team, the Brave Warriors at the AFCON currently. They played more Tunisia, that was ranked, I think, the third on the FIFA on Africa, but they did a good job. So the boys must just go out there, do it, and then fight every game that they get.
Okay. So you're basically saying futsal, it's not as easy as it looks, regardless of it being a smaller field, since you tried out yourself.
Not at all. Like Luis said, there was a time when football didn't start in Namibia yet. So I was also playing for a team called, from Kommersdal, some friends of mine that invited me to go play with them. And I could see those 20 minutes games, they need energy. They need energy, not like football or the normal 11v11.
Jesse, is there anything you'd like to add regarding the futsal?
No, I think I've played futsal myself before when I was a bit younger. It is not easy. It's the same as when playing a 7-a-side outfield, where every player is required to work double the shift as the 11 players would have worked. So that's one of the things that I can tell you about.
Okay, well, before we do leave, the only problem that we do have is we never have enough time to talk about football. We never have enough time to get to anything. But speaking of your personal goals, goal scoring wise, do you have a target set for yourself, or you're just taking it game by game?
Yeah, I think last season I had a target to just, because since I, from a winger, I changed my main position to the central forward. So last season I had the objective to go for a top goal scorer award, and then I achieved it. This time around, since I'm playing again in the same position, for me it's just to try and capitalize on whatever chance I get in every game.
Okay, well, that's very, very well said from the man himself. The guys in the kitchen should be done. I think we should be done. So we look forward to the meat. Jesse, like Enzo stated earlier, we do have meat on the show today. So how do you feel about that? It's not funny things anymore. It's real meat for you.
In my culture, when food is around, you don't talk too much. So I'm just waiting for the meal, bro. I just want to eat.
Yeah, but yeah, I will also, before we do get to the food, we do have a break in the league. Yeah, how important is it for you guys to just take a moment back, sit back, catch a breather, and then get back at it again?
Yeah, normally we as footballers, we really don't like breaks, because normally if you're on a winning streak, it breaks the momentum. But now I think since it's independence, we as the nation, we have to celebrate our independence. And then there's Easter as well, whereby I think the under-20s are playing the newspaper cup. I think football development is also important. So we as seniors, we that has played in the cup before, we have to let the younger ones also showcase their talents.
You're still with Sport Wrap, and there's been some good news for Namibia at the African Games in Ghana in cricket and athletics. The men's cricket team, the Richelieu Eagles, are assured of winning a medal, either silver or gold, after booking their place in the T20 final to be played in Accra tomorrow afternoon. Namibia won the first semi-final by 24 runs against Uganda yesterday morning after posting a modest total of 111 for 7 before restricting the East Africans to 87 for 9. Captain Malan Kruger contributed 21 for Namibia's opening stand, with Nico Darwin, who scored 25, before Gerard Janse van Rensburg with 19, JP Kotze with 9 runs, and JC Bolt with 22. Andre Klatzinga 4 for 19 and Ben Chikongo 2 for 12 stood out in their bowling spells of 4 overs each rather. Now the Namibians had to wait on the outcome of semi-final 2, in which Zimbabwe beat Kenya. Now in Thursday's athletics program at the African Games, 4 sprinters survived their heats in the 200 meters and proceeded to the semi-final. They are Gilbert Hainuka, who won bronze in the 100, Elvis Kaseb, Dawana Haitembu, and Johanna Ludgeris. However, they were all eliminated in the semi-final, with Hainuka coming the closest by just a few hundredths of a second from advancing to the 200-meter men's final. Now in this video by Namibian sports journalist Michael Ungwanga, Eagles coach Oscar Nauhaus gives his thoughts.
Okay, coach, you have just reached the final of the Africa Games. You made history by losing the 2 opening matches, and you made history again by winning the last 2 matches. You are now in the final. You are waiting between Kenya and Zimbabwe. So just tell us through the match.
Look, obviously we know Uganda have got a strong side, and they came into this unbeaten, so we knew we were going to have to lift our game from yesterday, and I think we did that. Ultimately, you underestimate us at your peril. We're good when our backs are against the wall, and as a group of players and management and everyone, we've really come together in the last few days, and I think that showed out here. That was a complete team performance with everybody contributing, whether with bat or with ball. And we took a lot of confidence from the win yesterday, and we've got to keep building on that. Ultimately, knockout games are at the start of the game, it's 50-50, and you've got to go down, you've got to play smart, you've got to be composed, and you've got to have an idea of what you're doing. So tomorrow's a rest day, so we'll rest up. It's hot out here. The boys need a rest. I think they've earned that, and then we've got to turn up for one more game. But we've shown that even with a young group of players, we can compete. And if we compete, we're always going to give ourselves a chance.
What did you tell the players when you lost those two opening matches heading into yesterday's match against Tanzania? What was going through your mind as a coach and the players?
I think sometimes what goes through your mind as a coach and what you tell them is probably two different things. But ultimately, look, we knew after two losses we were playing for the respect of the people back home. Your supporters, your family, your country. And we knew we hadn't given our sort of put our best foot forward. So we were playing for everyone back home and ultimately to prove a point. And I think we've gone and done that in the last two games. And we've got one more opportunity to go and do that and show people what we are and what playing for the Eagles means.
And do you think Namibia can win the gold medal if somebody can ask?
Well, we're in the finals. We have a 50-50 chance, So it's look, like I said earlier, we've just got to make sure we're organised with the way we approach the game and what we're thinking, and rest up and recover now. Make sure we have fast bowlers, get some good recovery in, and of course, if you're in the finals were made to be won, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go out and try and win it.
Thank you, Coach.
Now, in their recent meeting in Namibia, the Richelieu Eagles managed to get the best of Zimbabwe. We certainly wish them the best in tomorrow's final in Accra, Ghana. From me, Ashwin Betty, enjoy your weekend. I'll be leaving you in the very capable hands of Ari Hochad. Cheers.
From the day you were born and welcomed until your pensioner years on this earth, your life is filled with changes and phases. What mattered the most at age 10 may be an unknown memory at 25. The heartbreak at 16 may be replaced with wedding bells at 27. The degree you've always wanted or starting your career business may come true at age 30. And the dream to own your own home may come to realization at age 50. Whatever stage you find yourself in, whatever matters right now, Standard Bank has what you need to bank like you. Choose your own path. Choose endless possibilities. Standard Bank, it can be.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news first. The Miami Open, that is week one, that is the men and women playing in this tournament. And results from the women's side of the draw. First, it is Maria Sakkari of Greece that continues a good form. She's the number 8 seed, and she also played in the final of the Indian Wells tournament a week ago. And she beat Yu Yang of China by 6-2 and 6-2. That is still in the round of 64 games. And it is also Annalena Kalinina. She had a good win. She beat Karolina Wozniacki, and she beat her in 3 sets, a tough game, 5-7, 7-5 and 6-4 to advance also to the round of 34. And also some of the higher seeds that's also through. It is Beatrice Haddad Maya. She's the number 11 seed. She's also through to the next round, and also Naomi Osaka. On the men's side of the draw, a good result also for Gilles Monfils of France. He also had a good Indian Wells tournament, and he beat Dusan Lašovic of the Czech Republic by 7-6 and 6-4, also in the round of 64. And then also Dan Evans of United Kingdom, he beat Lorenzo Sonego of Italy, and that was also in 3 sets, 1-6, 6-3 and 6-4 to advance to the round of 34. And on to soccer news next, and it is 2 big clubs in European football that's looking for a new manager. It is both Bayern Munich and also Liverpool that's tried to get the services of Xabi Alonso. And Xabi Alonso is a former Liverpool and former Bayern Munich player, and he's currently the coach of Bayern Leverkusen, and he's on the brink to get Bayern Leverkusen to win the German Bundesliga for the first time. But what happened is, what's going to happen is that Liverpool is going to lose Jurgen Klopp. He's going to end his season or his few seasons as coach of Liverpool at the end of the season. And also Thomas Tuchel, he is the current coach of Bayern Munich, and he will also be leaving the club at the end of the season. So both the clubs trying to get the services of Xabi Alonso. And to conclude today's international sports news, it is golf news on both the men's PGA and the women's LPGA. First rounds that's been concluded in the Valspar Championship on the men's PGA has been played at the Copperhead course that is in Florida. And the first round lead at the moment is Kevin Streelman. And Kevin Streelman had a round of -7. And some of the big names that's just behind him is Justin Thomas on -3 and also Xander Schauffele on a 3 under par as well. It is Christian Besaidnout. He is the best placed Southern African player. He's from South Africa. He's 2 under par. On the ladies PGA, it is in the Fur Hills Serie Park Championship. That's in California. The leader after the first round is Maud Amy LeBlanc. She's from Canada. She came in with a score of -7. And it is further down. It is a South African player. That's the best Southern African placed. That is Paula Rito. She's tied 14th at the moment at 2 under par. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day and sport weekend, and we talk international sport again on Monday. Goodbye.